up, everyone, and welcome to my first ever Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. I am Chris Cobain, so today I figured for the first battle ever on my channel that we'd showcase a pretty good one here that I had live on my stream. So let's go ahead and get right into the match, guys. No other stuff. Let's see. We've got Avalugg, Sawk, Florg, Sawsbuck, Nidoking, and Scyther on my side, and my opponent, whose name is McCoy, is Tyranitar, Gardevoir, Dragonite, Garchomp, Rotom Wash, and Aerodactyl. So as you guys can see, I'm rocking a pretty much UU and under team. The only two Pokemon on my side that are even UU are Florgs and Nidoking, and the rest of them I believe are NU. And my opponent's using a completely full OU team, with the exception of, I think maybe Aerodactyl, because it is a Mega. Anyway, so thinking of leads here, I thought maybe the lead was either going to be Tyranitar to set up the Sandstream, or maybe Aerodactyl, because Aerodactyl is a pretty good lead with its speed. If you can't, if you don't bring the right counter to it, it can kind of set up. So predicting either of those two leads, I went ahead and led off with my Avalugg, and I was correct. He did lead with his Aerodactyl, which is good for me. I was kind of expecting him to go Mega here turn 1, but it turns out he's not a Mega. He just goes straight for the Rock Slide. I'm not too worried about that. My Avalugg is completely infested in defense. That does about 25% to me. And I'm going to go ahead and do Gyro Ball, and thanks to my relaxed nature lowering my speed and Aerodactyl's amazing speed, Gyro Ball straight one hits it, so I'm already at a turn 1 advantage here. Now he brings in his Dragonite here. I kind of thought that was interesting. I thought maybe it was going to be one of those multi-scale weakness policy sets. He does go for Power Up Punch to get the attack raise, which is also interesting. So I just go straight for the Avalanche. Obviously here, I do a massive amount of damage. It's going to take him down to the red, proving he's multi-scale, but oddly enough, no weakness policy on him. He switches in to give me a shirt here. I went for Gyro Ball, just assuming I could get the kill off of that, and thinking maybe if he switched, I could get damage on something. But Rotom Wash is not that fast, and also double resist Steel, so I'm going to do absolutely nothing to him. So that was a good switch on his part, because Avalanche would have done nothing either. So I have absolutely no special block. I don't want to stay into something weird like a Thunderbolt, a Volt Switch, or a Hydro Pump, so I'm just going to switch out to Bouquet. My Florgs has a completely special wall. He goes for Will-O-Wisp. I'm not really concerned about that, simply because of the fact that I'm all special. So, and I do carry the Wish Protect combo in case the burn starts wearing down on me. So pretty good play there on my part. Now, on this turn, he's actually going to go for Protect, making me think maybe this is a VGC style Rotom as opposed to a single style Rotom. But it was a good play on his part because he does make me reveal I'm carrying Energy Ball, which is a surprise for most people on a Florgs. So I have the super effective attack. He knows at this point that I do have that super effective attack, so he is going to Volt Switch out here. Volt Switch is not going to hit me very hard. Again, I'm a very good special wall, so does a little bit of damage there, not much to concern me. This part, on my part, I think it was a kind of a misplay. I probably should have went for Moonblast, predicting him to switch, but I did go straight for Energy Ball. It's going to hit Garchomp for okay damage, but nothing ridiculous. Moonblast would have hit much harder, obviously. So at this point, I'm kind of wanting to know what he's going to do. I thought maybe if he went for like Earthquake, I could wall it badly and go for Moonblast, but he actually does carry the Poison Jab, catching me off guard there, and that's absolutely going to annihilate Florgs. So I lose my special wall a little early. That wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but I knew I could probably handle it alright. So at this point, I'm going back into my physical wall. That's going to be my Avalugg here. There's not much he can do to me, even if he's carrying something like Stone Edge, no stab. So I went straight for Avalanche, hoping he'd go for the attack, but unfortunately he does switch into Tyranitar. That's not the worst switch. He could have went back into Rotom and really walled me, but it's not that bad. So I did go for Avalanche. It's going to hit Tyranitar for a little bit of damage, nothing ridiculous there, but not bad damage anyway. And he does have the Rocky Helmet, which is okay. And I do eat up that Citrus Berry to get most of my, well, not most, but a little bit of my health back. So at this point, I kind of thought maybe Stone Edge or Stealth Rock was coming, but he also carries Rock Slide just like the Aerodactyl. That's going to hit me for good damage with the stab, and I do get the flinch, which kind of sucks. I was like, well, I think I'm dead at this point. So he goes for another Rock Slide, but hacks back in my favor. He gets the miss, and I get off for a recover, which was absolutely awesome for me. Getting a lot of my health back there, getting me back around like 75% or so. The Sandstorm is eating away my health, though I really need that to get away. So he goes for another Rock Slide, does get the hit. I'm praying that he doesn't get a second flinch here. But thankfully, no such luck for him, and I do get a Gyro Ball off. Now, Tyranitar is kind of fast, but not amazingly fast. So this doesn't do enough to knock him out, but it does a solid amount to where I think maybe one more will take him out. Now here, I think I made a misplay. I probably should have went for Recover just in case. He goes for Protect, so that was weird. If I would have went for Recover, I would have gotten a lot of my health back, but I did go for Gyro Ball, predicting myself to just die. And that was a misplay on my part, so now the Sandstorm does go down, and I am going to die the next Rock Slide. I could have taken him out if I went for Recover, but bad plays will be made. That's not that big of a deal. I do have a lot of Pokemon left to help with this battle. So I switch into my Seth Rollins. That's going to be my Sawk. My Sawk is a Choice Scarf set, and he's a complete powerhouse. So obviously he doesn't want to stand for any kind of fighting attack, so he's going to switch out and back into his Rotom. Now, Rotom's not that big a deal. Most Rotoms are specially bulky as opposed to physically. And he proves he is specially because I do a solid like 95%, taking him down to the red with one close combat. And now he's in a bad situation. He either has to lose his Rotom or switch something else into a close combat, which he obviously doesn't want to do, so he's just going to go for Protect. That's a good play on his part. I don't use PP ups, so I only have 5 close combat, so I'm already down 2. I've only got 3 left, and I've got to make sure I can use them wisely in the future. But he doesn't go for the double Protect, he just decides to stay in and die, which is fine for me. I don't really care, and that's going to be Rotom down, which is an annoying wall with Will-O-Wisp out of the way. Rotom can really good hybrid tank if you get Will-O-Wisp off. So now he brings in his M1 Abrams. That's going to be his Dragonite again. I was kind of debating going for close combat, thinking maybe I could get the kill, but I did not want to waste one of my only 2 close combats left. So I switch into my Scyther here. My Scyther is actually Eviolated and max HP, making him a really big tank. He goes for Extreme Speed, which is interesting, and that does about 25%. He switched, which I thought was odd. That made me think maybe he was choiced. And he goes into Tyranitar to both get the Sandstream off and wall whatever attack he thinks I might be using. Good prediction, because I did go for Aerial Ace, which is going to hit him for absolutely no damage considering the resistance. And the Rocky Helmet is going to take a little bit of effect there as well as the Sandstorm. So he's kind of wearing down my HP on my bulky Scyther. I go for Bug Bite. That's a transfer move, really hard to obtain, but really worth it with that Technician boost. That's going to absolutely destroy Tyranitar with that amount of HP. But Tyranitar kind of did the job there. It was supposed to be fodder, and it really wore down Sickle's HP. I do carry Roost, but unfortunately I didn't really get a chance to use it because I kind of predicted the outspeed for me there, but he outsped, hits Dragon Claw, and that does end up taking me out, that's alright. It wasn't a huge deal, so I'm going to go right back, as he proves he's Life Orb there. I'm going to go right back into Seth Rollins here, because I know at his amount of HP, close combat will take him out, and I'm correct. Garchomp goes down, so Seth Rollins is doing hardcore work in this battle for me, which he ends up doing basically every time I put him in, honestly. So, he's really running out of Pokemon. I believe he's got 2 left at this point. He's going to switch back into his Dragonite. Now again, I was debating because I knew his only other Pokemon left was Gardevoir. I wasn't close combat anyway, but I just go for the switch into my Blitzen here, who is my Sawsbuck. He's Winter form. So he goes for Extreme Speed again. Again, pretty odd move, but based on that damage, I was pretty certain that he was Choice Banded with Extreme Speed, which is okay, I guess. So he's going to hit me with another one. It's going to take me down to really low HP, but not enough, and returns obviously going to end him at that point. So that's Dragonite down. Now he's down to 1 Pokemon left. That's going to be his Gardevoir, and I have 3 Pokemon left, so at this point there's not a whole lot that he can do to me anymore. He's going to go Mega, which is fair enough. Mega Gardevoir has a lot of special bulk, but his physical bulk is not that great. So I know I can hit it really, really hard with Horn Leech here. I'm an Expert Belt set, so it doesn't actually matter that much. It doesn't add extra damage, but that's still over half there, which is solid. He goes straight for the Psychic here. I was kind of expecting like a Hyper Voice or at least a Moonblast or something, but I'm okay with that. That's going to take Blitzen down, but Gardevoir is obviously pretty slow, and Seth Rollins is not, so I bring back in Sawk here, and I actually pack a Poison Jab on this guy, which is going to crush Gardevoir there pretty easily. And that is the end of the battle, you guys. So, that was a good game from McCoy. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch this battle. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure if you enjoyed the content, you hit that like button right below the video there, and make sure you subscribe as well. And you can also leave a comment. So again, thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next video.